Alrighty, my name is Jaden.
I'm Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
And we are the YHWH and Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. Today is a day of affliction. If you guys are keeping Yom Kippurim, and a lot of people have a lot of different views on the Day of Atonement. A lot of people have different ideas on what is afflicting yourselves. A lot of people will fast. A lot of people will, I guess a lot of people will fast. And so on this day, we are to afflict ourselves. And so this is the day where essentially we are, I don't know, pleading for a place in the kingdom, or for trying to make sure that we are in check, that we have our lives in check, that we have everything that we have in check and in order, and that we are doing our due diligence for the kingdom work. Now, we are the people, Cade, who believe what?
The law, statutes, and commandments are for all generations, that it was not done away with. That when Yahushua died on the cross, that it was finished, he meant the curse of death, the curse of the spiritual death. He said it is finished. He ripped that veil that was the sacrifice veil for the people to have sacrifices with. He basically became the sacrifice for all of us.
Yeah, the temple veil, the Holy of Holies, the temple veil was ripped. Now, Jade, who is Yahushua?
He is the son of Yahuwah. People know him as Jesus Christ. He is our Savior. He is the one who died for us.
What does salvation look like, Eli?
It is when you believe on Yahushua. That is how you have salvation, when you keep Yahuwah's commands.
So you're saying two things? Salvation is two things, or
Yes,
one?
it's two things.
Two things, okay. And it is the believing in our Messiah as well as what?
Keeping the commands of Yahuwah, the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
That was pretty fast. For those who do not know what he said Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Now, those 5 books are what you would call the Word of God, the Word of Yahuwah. Now, when we are reading through Scriptures, it's not hard to figure out Scriptures, but you definitely have to read Scriptures. Now, our premise, what we're talking about here today, is we're talking about the captivity of the northern tribes of Yisrael and the southern tribes of Yisrael. And primarily, we're talking about the northern tribe of Yisrael. Now, many people do not believe that we are in captivity because we have just been born. We're the year's 2023. We've just been born. We just kind of go through life. We don't understand what history is and how we all ended up where we are at. And captivity is simply the fact that you are out of covenant with our Creator. Being out of covenant with our Creator means you're not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments that He has told us that we need to keep. Now, these commandments aren't hard, and there's not a tremendous amount of them, and they are actually really, really good advice, if nothing else. And sorry for my dog drinking water. That's probably going to come through on the video. That's just one dog drinking over there. So, as we are going through this is what our Creator said to us in Deuteronomy 28:64. Then the Lord will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. So here we are today, and we are talking about this time in history right here, where you have the ruler King David, and then you have his son Solomon, and then we end up with a tremendous amount of bad kings that go all the stretch from right here all the way to where you have Elijah and you have Elisha, you have Amos, Hosea, and Jonah. Now, these guys are the Nebian, who we call the prophets, the guys that have come and told everybody what was going to happen to them. And our Creator had this long line right here where He was telling everybody, you're going to go into captivity. Listen, you're going to have some problems. You're not going to make this if you keep doing what you are doing. Now, we know that our Creator calls people like this harlots. He calls them whores, because you go against the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. And if you know the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator and you go against them, you're absolutely a whore to our Creator. Now, all of the people of Israel went into captivity right here in 721 BC. And they've been lost. Now they're gone. And everybody is gone. Now, Hosea, his last book, the last what he was talking about, is words to the people then and to the people now. And what we're doing is we're going to be reading out of the Scriptures of Yah. We are in Hosea 7 today. And for anybody who wants this translation is probably the best translation anywhere on the market, anywhere. And it's really not even on the market because it's absolutely, completely free. So you can get it, and you can get the PDFs. You can get the Apocrypha as well. The links are right below in the description. If you guys want to get this, I would strongly encourage everybody to take this PDF and put it on your phones, put it on your tablets, put it on your devices, get it and put it to a USB stick. You never know when the internet is going to be gone. You never know when the world is going to change even further. And so you will always have this on your devices because this does not take any kind of internet at all. All right, so we are heading into Hosea 7. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good, Dad. Good.
Anyone hungry?
Not yet.
Not hungry yet? All right, I'll come talk to you guys at 5 tonight. See how you guys are doing. Okay, here we are. Now, when we were talking about Yisrael, the word Yisrael and the word Ephraim, who are we talking about?
We were talking about the northern tribes.
Yep, we're talking about the same. It's the same tribe. It's the house of Yisrael and the house of Ephraim are the exact same tribe. So let us begin. 7. Whenever I would heal Yisrael, then the wickedness of Ephraim is uncovered, and the evil deeds of Shomeron, for they have wrought falsehood, and a thief comes in, a band of robbers raids outside. And they do not say in their hearts that I remember all their evil. Now their own deeds have surrounded them. They have been before me. With their evil they make a sovereign glad, and rulers with their lies. All of them are adulterers, as an oven heated by a baker who ceases stirring the fire after kneading the dough, until it is leavened. In the day of our sovereign, rulers become sick, inflamed with wine. He extended his hand with scoffers. For they have drawn near. Their heart is like an oven. While they lie in wait all the night, their baker sleeps. In the morning it burns like a flaming fire. All of them are as hot as an oven, and they consumed their rulers. All their sovereigns have fallen. Not one among them calls on me. Now, when he's talking about not all among them calls on him, this is the list of people, of the list of kings that were evil. And of course, there are a couple of kings that did good things, but overall, our Creator has evil people do good things for his will, for his wishes, the way he wants. But if you are a king who is pushing your people to serve the Almighty Elohim with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, not a single person here was able to make that happen. And so here we are. 8. Ephraim mixes himself among the peoples. Ephraim has become a cake unturned. And this is, probably a line that we should discuss right here, because it says Ephraim mixes himself among the peoples. What does that mean?
So basically doing what the nations didn't do as the Gentiles do.
Yeah, you look just like the rest of the world. And that's a big part of the kingdom road that we are all trying to walk on, that we're all trying to find, is that we don't mix ourselves among the people. Is that once we've realized that we are amongst the people and that we are Gentiles called out of the Gentile ways, you don't hang with them, right? We don't go to Christmas parties. We wouldn't go to Oktoberfest. We wouldn't go to all of Easter celebrations. You wouldn't have a part in anything that was the world, right? That is what it means to be away from the world. And when Hosea is talking about Ephraim, he's still talking about us today, right? Are we mixed among the peoples? Because that was a stumbling block for all of these people that have always been with our Creator. And it happened with Joshua. It happened right as soon as they were out of the hands of Moshe. Joshua went and made deals with a bunch of guys that had tricked him. And even though they had tricked him, he still made deals with them. And they were all surrounded all the way to all the kings, all the time did they go into captivity. That's what they have been. They've been mixed with the peoples. And so this is why we need to come out of her. We need to come out of the system. We need to come away from the world. We don't want to be mixed with the rest of the people who are unyoked in the ways of our Creator. 9. Strangers have devoured his strength, but he does not know it. Gray hairs are also sprinkled on him, and he does not know it. And the excellency of Yisrael witnessed to his face, but they did not return to Yahuwah their Elohim, nor did they seek him for all this. And Ephraim has become a simple dove without heart. They have called on Mitzrayim. They have gone to Asher. When they go, I spread my net over them. I bring them down like the birds of the Shamaim. I chastise them, so their congregation hears. Woe to them, for they have strayed from me. Destruction to them, because they have transgressed against me, and I have ransomed them. Yet they have spoken falsehoods against me. Now let's talk about this. What does this look like when people stray from our Creator?
It looks like people who do what they want to do, follow what they want to do. They live like the world. They talk like the world. They have no Torah. They're transgressors.
Yeah, and it clearly says, woe to them, for they have strayed from me. Now, even though this is back in the days, this still applies to us very much today, right? The question is for everybody out there is, are you straying out of the hands of Yahuwah? If you are straying out of the hands of Yahuwah, then you're going to simply look like the world, feel like the world, be like the world, and nobody's going to be able to tell a difference between you and the world. If you're not out there wearing tzitzits, if you're not out there obeying the commandments, if you're not out there eating cling, those are the things that would be transgressing the Torah. Just some basics. There's a lot of them. You can go down the list. Anything in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy that are in Torah that we are told to obey, any single one of those that we don't obey, we're a transgressor. And we don't want to be like this, right? If our Creator's willing to ransom us, if he's willing to give us a spot in the kingdom, if he's willing to get us out of this mess and march us in a second Exodus, then we need to be under his control. We need to be under his ways. And if you do not know the Torah, if you have never read Genesis through Deuteronomy slowly, as a love letter to you, I strongly urge that you guys read this, because you can't be sitting here listening to people on YouTube or Rumble or wherever, listening to what they have to say. If you don't know scriptures, you're going to fall into a trap. There's so many people that come on our channels that all they do is they just listen to people on YouTube, which I guess is a good start, but it's not the right way. You need to listen to what the word of our Creator says, and you will not hear what it says unless you read it for yourself. You guys need to read it, and you need to write it on your hearts, minds, and souls, which is a commandment in of itself, so that you cannot be led astray, so that you do not fall into destruction, that you do not be counted as one of those who've transgressed against our Creator. Okay, continuing on. I'll start at the half part of 13, because it goes into 14. And I myself have ransomed them, yet they have spoken falsehoods against me, and did not cry out to me with their heart when they wailed upon their beds. For grain and new wine they assemble themselves. They turn away from me. And I instructed, and I strengthened their arms, but they plotted evil against me. They return, but not to the Most High. They have been like a slack bow. Their rulers fall by the sword for the cursings of their tongue. This is their scorn in the land of Mitzrayim. All right, what do you guys suppose a slack bow is like?
It doesn't shoot any arrows. It's going to be very loose.
It's very, very loose, yeah. And it's not going to do anything. You're going to try to shoot something with an arrow, and it's just going to go psst, and it's going to fall on the ground. Horrible. Yeah, it's not going to be able to do anything with it. So this is what our Creator says that people are like. They're like a slack bow. And so we need to look at the past to understand the future. We need to very much clearly dive into these past prophets and what they're saying so that we have a path in the kingdom to come. And so this is why we are going over the book of Hosea, because these are prophecies not just for back in the day, not just these guys that are going into this, but there's future prophecies that apply to all of us in these days and in this age. And so, guys, with that, I hope you guys have a great day of affliction, if that's possible. And we hope that you guys find the love of our Creator and the word of our Creator that is found in his word. There's no better time than right now than to start reading scriptures. If you've never read the Torah, today's the day. Pick up this book. Download the PDF that's in the description right there. Put that on your device. Every little bit that you have, read. Read what our Creator has in store for us. None of us are Elohim. None of us made creation. None of us are. We're just created beings in a world that our Creator has magnificently designed and has called all of us back to His kingdom if we will obey His laws, statutes, and commandments. So with that, guys, we hope that you guys have a wonderful day. We're out.
All right, shalom.